Hey there, it's me, Lottie, and this is my third vlog of Vlogmas. And I hope that you're doing well today. I checked my subscriber count, and I'm so excited that we're over 900. I think it's 903. So literally 90 some odd subscriptions to go before we hit 1,000, which was our goal for this year. So if you like this content, if you want more of sustainable living, herbalism, gardening, homesteading, survivalism, a lot of woo-woo, a little how to age with grit and grace. That's what I like to do. That's what I'm doing. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video and make a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And today, what I have in my cup is my Winter Blues Buster blend. I'm gonna put a little bit of turbinado sugar in here because some days you just want it sweet. A nice chunk of lemon. I already squeezed some lemon juice in there. And this is my lovely holiday Winter Blues Buster. Heavy on the hibiscus. Also has nettle, oat straw, ginger, cloves, cinnamon, and calendula. Yay. And this is my other Winter Blues Buster. Anything by Studio Ghibli. I love this movie. My kids loved it too, so it has a fond place in my heart. So today what I thought I would do is a video that was requested a while ago, and I am happy to do it. It is a walk through my plant-related tarot and oracle decks. Now, I have been reading tarot cards for a good, I want to say 20 years or so, maybe more than that. Girl, how long you been reading tarot? Oh, I've been reading tarot for a long time. I personally tend to use tarot and oracle cards for personal growth and development, not so much for like fortune telling or divination. I think they have helped me gain insight into myself and decide areas that I could work on to improve and to do shadow work. And I made myself stop buying decks for a while, and then I start buying decks, and then I stop buying decks. So I have quite a hodgepodge. But as my herbalism practice developed, I was drawn toward plant-related decks. So today we're just going to do a walkthrough of the decks that I have. It's not going to be in depth. One of these I've already done a whole video on by itself, so maybe that's something that'll come up in the future. But at any rate, let me get this camera turned around. And we're gonna take a look at some tarot and oracle decks. Okay, so the first deck we're gonna start with was my first herbal deck, which is the Herbal Tarot by Michael Tierra and Candace Canton. And this was the very first deck I saw, and I had already had a regular Rider-Waite deck. I had a lot of decks, but I saw this and was like, what? And so I decided to pick it up. Comes in just a regular box. This does have a companion book that I was able to download like for my Kindle. Otherwise, you get a regular little white book with it that has very abbreviated descriptions of the cards, the herbs, what the herb is used for, the divinatory meaning, reverse, and that's pretty much it. But the book you can download has a lot more information in it. So as you can see, it has a beautiful rosemary design here. I'm not sure what kind of flowers these are, but we have rosemary on the back, and then it follows the Rider-Waite format very closely as it relates to the names. Oh, sorry. The names of the cards, and on each card, however, a herb is featured. So I have other decks that are plant themed but are not herb specific. So these that I'm showing you today are all herb specific, which means there is an actual herb indicated on each card. It's not just like a botanical or nature inspired deck. So see, here we have Cascara bark for our Four of Pentacles. Oops. Lady slipper on the Queen of Swords. So yeah, every card features a particular herb. There's the drawing that stays pretty close to Rider-Waite, although there are definitely some design elements that are different. And then there is an herb indicated, and it's been incorporated into the design. This is pleurisy root. You can't really see. It's written in white up here in the clouds on this Three of Swords. So that is the Herbal Tarot. I do like reading with this deck. I will say I've gotten away from reading with it because I have, you know, kind of a lot of other options now, but I like it. I like the book, the bigger book that goes along with it. So the next plant-based tarot deck, because I have more oracles than tarot. So this one is the Herbal Crafters Tarot. And I just think this is an absolutely beautiful deck, written by Letitia Guthrie, and artwork by Joanna Powell Colbert. And this is the Herbal Crafters Tarot. Now, I might have to take back what I just said because I'm trying to think, do these have a particular herb? So anyway, it comes with a beautiful book. This book is arranged in a different way than a lot of them, whereas all of the threes are together, all of the twos are together, all of, you know, and so on and so forth. This book also has, instead of your court cards, instead of the court cards, the people are hijas, adelitas, madres, and curanderas. Hijas would be daughters. Adelitas are warriors. Madres, queens, and curanderas are healers, instead of pages, knights, queens, and kings. What's nice about this deck is it also has ways to craft with the herb that is indicated here. It has ways to craft with it, which I really like. I really like that aspect of how do you get the herbs into your everyday life. And so I do see, at first I couldn't remember whether it has a particular herb for every card, but it does, as you can see. The art, though, treats it a little differently. So it comes in this nice box here. The card stock is lovely. I love this card stock. It is sturdy. And This is the back design, which is a lovely layout, and it is, I guess you could say this is, you can do reverses here because you can't tell the top from the bottom. And it's got all kinds of nature symbols, herbs, tinctures, flowers, petals, butterflies, roots. And then we have the artwork. So again, instead of the swords, wands, pentacles, and cups, it has the 4 elements. We have water, fire, earth, and air. So this would be the 2 of water, which is the 2 of cups in the Rider-Waite deck. And the herb is mallow. And then as you can see, it's a gorgeous scene where the herb is really front and center. Beautiful. Oops. Ace of water, plantain. So the herbs are really front and center in this deck. Oh, there are also nice little scenes, like, so this 7 of fire, you can see there is a fire. There's a container of cinnamon sticks. There's cinnamon sticks in the mortar and pestle. And there's a book on curandismo. So, you know, it's nice that sometimes the herbs are seen in their setting or being worked with. There's a lot of symbolism to this deck. Each suit is portrayed in a particular way that goes along with how that herb is used, or the essence of that herb, or something like that. I don't remember. This one, it can be a little difficult, just because there's a learning curve, I think, with being able to kind of utilize the symbols that were given by the creators. Although, of course, you can intuit your own reading, of course, from that. But I find it better that I have a little bit of knowledge about herbs to use this deck. Now, that may not be the case for everyone, but it is an absolutely beautiful, beautifully picturesque deck. And this is the Herbal Crafters Tarot. Okay, so the next cards that we're going to be looking at are all oracle decks. And I'll try not to take as long because this is already getting long. So this was one of my first plant-inspired oracle decks, and I really love this deck. I love the artwork. Let's see, this is by Lisa Estabrook. And they are the artist who created all of these lovely watercolor backgrounds, and they are not all the same, I mean in tone, but not to where you feel like you know what the card is underneath. So there's a variety of different colors it represented in the beautiful dandelion backgrounds. And then each one, again, is a artwork that was done by the artist, and it features a plant, the keyword, and it has right on it what the particular meaning or encouragement or message of that card is. I think that the artwork is just absolutely beautiful, and I always found it to be very gentle but on point. You know, it's really nice for a daily read, or I either like it to close out a reading, like what should I take with me? You know, what kind of concept should I take with me? So this is the Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle. I love the cardstock, nice and sturdy. This has held up really well over the years. I've really used it a lot, so I can say it's really held up. I think the next oracle deck that I got was this here, Flowers of the Night Oracle by Sherilyn Darcy. And I thought this was interesting because it features plants that all have a relationship with the moon, with nighttime. And it has a very nice book that goes along with it that is arranged alphabetically. And it talks about the bloom itself. And then it talks about the card and gives you some affirmations and some keywords here. The back is this lovely universal picture. It looks like the moon. It looks like the stars are becoming flowers, are becoming stars, are becoming flowers. Very minimal color palette here. And there's always the plant itself and an animal that is also found in that area. There's the name of the keyword for the card, and then the name of the plant. Night blooming jasmine. Pink or clove pink. Protection. Oops. Angel's trumpet. Transformation. So this is another deck that I have had for a really long time. I usually use this nighttime oracle in the, like around times of Samhain, or for moon reads like full moon or even new moon reading. I really like to use the Flowers of the Night. The next one that I got on my journeys here was the Druid Plant Oracle. And this says, working with the magical flora of the Druid tradition. And this is by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gome. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Illustrated by Will Worthington. These are big cards. Let's see here. You get a big book. You get a big book here. Sorry about this glare. Let me move some of this stuff back here. So you have a nice size book. This is like a 5x7 book. And it is arranged alphabetically. And it talks about the plant itself, the upright meaning and the reversed meaning, and some keywords here. It also includes some writings about how the plant fits into Druid practices or the culture, and maybe even some herbal uses for the herbs. So there's some nice little essays almost included here to learn even more deeply about each plant. And so here's the deck. It's a big, like I said, this is a big, look at that. It's my hand, it's big as my hand. These are really big cards with the Awen symbol doubled. I think it's the same when it's repeated, although that may mean something different. A simple design here, and then take a look at the cards themselves. So as you can see, this is a really big deck. It's a little, I have to shuffle it like this most of the time. I don't think I really try to shuffle it the other way because of the size. But each one features a plant. It has this lovely border of plants, and then it has a picture of the plant, and it usually has some type of geological structure or archaeological structure included, or sometimes animals, or sometimes other places. And then the name of the herb is here. So this is poppy, garlic. You have these woods back here, stones, meadowsweet. I do recall this deck includes the puffball mushroom, and I want to say one other thing that's not exactly a plant. I can't remember now what it is though. But I think this particular line also has a tree oracle with just trees that are associated with the Druid tradition as well. Oh, maybe this is the one I'm thinking of, the banes. All these different plants are all banes, but they're all on one card. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of, but I know it has the puffball mushroom. Oh, this is nettle. Did I say that? All of the scenes are depicted, obviously, in Europe. The Celtic bean. So I thought this was really interesting. There were a lot of plants that I had never heard of before, that I haven't worked with yet. And so this is a very interesting deck. And I've been using it a little more lately in my readings. But I'm still kind of getting to know it. Now here we have some of my newer decks that I acquired. This one is called the Dirt Gems Plant Ally Deck by Anne Louise Burdett and Chelsea Granger. This has that lovely matte finish to it. It is arranged. So this one is interesting because it is in suits. And then it's alphabetical within the suits. But it's not, at least I don't know. It doesn't have any like major arcana, but it is divided into 4 suits. The suits are based on the elements, weather systems, ecologies, energetics, and alchemy. So we have our 4 suits. Suit number 1, ablaze. Suit number 2, afloat. So that's fire, water, adrift, air, and amidst is earth. And then each one includes herbs that correspond to that. And this is nice that they give you this sort of key in the front where you can go find it, because it could be challenging to find them because you have so many different things going on. It's within the suit. It has its own number. It could be alphabetical, or is it numerical? So they just give you the page. Like, here, let me help y'all find it. This is how it looks on this side. A very colorful backing here. I was looking to see, yeah, this doesn't do reverses. And then on this side, it's a very artistic deck. It does have the plants, but it also has artistic elements as well. So for example, this is St. John's wort. This is the suit, the code of the suit, the number of the card, and the name of the herb. Aloe vera, the code of the suit, astragalus, ginkgo, anemone. Now I have not worked with this deck recently, When I first got it, I was working with it a lot. And then, you know how we get excited about stuff. And so I need to pull this one back out. I think for some reason, this is saying New Year's to me. So maybe I will use this in my New Year readings and workings for personal development, personal growth and development. So these are the dirt gems. I do absolutely love the deck. I think it's in its second printing now. I think I got this one in its first printing, so I'm not sure if it is still exactly the same if you go to find this, but it is a beautiful deck and the messages are wonderful. Yeah, the messages are wonderful. I love that it says these plants were created through listening and loving the plants around us and are a prayer, a devotion, a love letter to our plant allies. And yes, this is what I was looking for. I know that this deck was created in the spirit of healing. And so it says we're at a time of this great pain, transformation, fear, and grief, and that we can use this as a tool to tune into the quieter voices around us. So I really love that it really states how it's hope and prayer is for our personal growth and healing. I have 2 more to go. This lovely deck I did a whole video about, so I'm not going to elaborate too long on it, but it is the Plant Spirit Oracle by Dana O'Driscoll. A wonderfully full book that has meanings, recipes, and journeys, which is really nice. I mean, it is so full of information. You have your keywords. It talks about the plant, divination, and then herbalism, how it is used in herbalism and recipes, which I really love. So you get a lot. They don't have the images of the plant within the book, but there is just a lot of information about the card and the plant within the book. So it's a really nice, again, a 5x7 book that comes along with the deck. And this is the beautiful deck. This was also hand painted by the author, Dana O'Driscoll. Each card and the back here, we have this lovely backing, and then it's on a very nice sturdy cardstock here. And so, okay, this says fire, but it's a maple leaf. Does it say the herb on it? Okay, so this says mugwort. Oh, I see. So we have some elements included as well. I forgot about that. Mugwort. Look at that. It's just lovely images. Like I said, I did a whole video. I'll link it below. Poison ivy. Goldenrod. This one is exceptional in its artwork as well. I love the paintings of each and every herb and the elements. And that's the Plant Spirit Oracle. And then I saved my favorite for last. And it's my favorite because I know it just really resonates with me and I've used it a lot. And I love this deck. The Herbal Healing Deck by Sarah Baldwin, illustrated by Ashley Verkamp. This is the ginger. This has a really nice book that came with it. Again, a 5x7 book. It has a lot of information in it about each card. And I just find the healing messages to be very gentle, but powerful. Like, it doesn't hold them up. I just really like the research that was done. I mean, they mention everyone from women who run with the wolves to plant spirit medicine to, I just really appreciate all of the bibliography back here is a study guide in and of itself. So I just really, as you can tell, like I said, this is my favorite deck. Not that anything is wrong with the other ones. It just is the one that really resonates with me. Let's get the cards out here. These are divided into roots, leaves, flowers, and trees. This is the backing, which is this lovely, I'm forgetting the name of what this is. I think it's like the tree of life. I don't know. I'll find out. This is a glossy stock. And then these are the pictures on the other side. Let's see. This is Spilanthes. It has a keyword here, decision. And then this one is one of the few that doesn't have a face. See? Oh, here's teasel. Protection. And then it'll have in the corner whether it's the root, leaf, flower, or tree. This is teasel. Most of them have a face, and I just love them. Wood betony, grounding, wormwood, mystery. So I just really love. I got this one a while back. I saved it for the last because it's my favorite, but I got it a long time ago, and I return to this deck every spring usually. Sometimes other times during the year, but it really speaks spring to me for some reason. Maybe it's just the sort of playfulness of the imagery, but it's also I think it's still quite profound. I mean, I don't know, the little gazing, like I said, some of them don't have a face, but then a lot of them do. Look at that cherry tree. So anyway, that was my little show and tell. And I'll do more. I have other sort of categories, like maybe I'll do the decks that are nature based, that are not herb specific. I have a few of those. I don't know if I have enough for a video. We'll see. And maybe I'll do some singular videos about these and go a little more in depth. Although this got pretty long, so ain't that in depth enough? So I hope you enjoyed that little walkthrough. Like I said, I can get a little carried away with buying tarot cards and oracle cards, and I really have slowed down, believe it or not. So I have really slowed down. I have been working with an amazing team of people on a very exciting tarot card project that won't be out until sometime next year. But in the meantime, if you're interested in what I've been doing with that, you can follow hashtag Octavia E. Butler Tarot on Instagram and see what we've been up to and see what we've been doing. It's a very amazing team and just a blessing of a project. So I'm excited for that. And that was another reason why I put my buying on hold. I was like, oh no, I'm focusing on this as my next deck. So I am really excited for that project. It, like I said, won't be out until next year, but please keep up. Follow it on Instagram so you can see what is going on and be one of the first to get your hands on it. Yes. So anyway, I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you're safe and warm. And until I see you in the next video, take care. Peace. I guess I should do a picture, huh? This is me and my favorite deck. I think for me, they're all, what do I think they are for me? I don't know.